So the next one, the next objection is it's too expensive. How would you handle like that one? Someone telling you like, yeah, man, everything looks good. It's just a little bit out of my budget.
So we just did that. I think the Ford example, Bryson, that we just had,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
we we did a dealership just recently, and I mean this went on for like probably 2 months. But there was a bunch of like sinkholes, depressions, and some random stuff. And like the way that one was framed, I think was great. And it was a bunch of patching work. It was a bunch of like patching throughout a dealership, sunken depressions, and failed drain boxes and stuff. And they basically were like, "Well, it's out of my budget." And then I was like, so then we went to the hard close, of, well, what is your budget? Well, we don't have a budget. And I was like, how is it out of your budget if you don't have a budget? What do you think you could allocate? We could look at this. Typically, depending if we can get the project in phases, we'll frame around phases as well, right? Because like to me, phase projects that are large is just cash in the bank. Like if you're doing $50,000 a year, I know for the next 3 years I got $50,000 coming, right? Like, and of course you can't, completely bet on that stuff time and time again, but like phase projects are beautiful because typically then if you can roll it into a maintenance cycle after that, or you're doing it the next phase, or something else, we love to build, maintenance, redo. Like that is the game plan completely, of like from start to finish. When we build this parking lot, we're going to start building it, and then we're going to roll it into a maintenance phase plan. Then after that life cycle is spent, or something happens, the trash truck comes in and destroys it, or whatever happens, someone drops a piece of metal on it, we come back in, we fix, and continue to maintenance. Anyway, let me get back to where I was. But yeah, so we
Hmm.
can frame around phase plans, or you call out the budget and say, well, how much is my budget? And then you can go to we went back to the liability thing again. Well,
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention.
what would it cost you not to do this? So and I always go to a local example. There's a couple larger examples that you can use on like a national level, but we had a lawsuit locally that, it's a business locally here. It was a $14,000 non-injury lawsuit. Lady goes into the vet, gets her cat checked out, comes back out, notices there isn't an ADA on the ground, and sues the veterinarian's office. $14,000 win, because there is no clearly marked ADA signage. So I bring that example up and I say, okay, yeah, this project may be $15,000, but what would it cost you if someone comes in here and trips? What would it cost you if something happens? It's going to be way more. So I
Hmm.
think the way we the budget isn't necessarily from an expenditure, it's a cost savings, right? And now it's almost a gamble. If someone comes in, are you prepared to spend, you know, 15,000 now for the project? Or if someone comes in here next week and trips and falls and breaks their ankle and they sue you for 15,000, and then you're going to have to spend 15,000, but when you call me and say, hey, I need this remedied in 30 days because the attorney's on you, like the veterinarian did, we don't just drop everything and come to you. The schedule comes, and that's the way it's going to be with everybody. And
Hmm.
now you're going to say I got to spend 30,000, so I can't even shut down during, my business operations to pay for this. So now I'm going to pay it on second or third shift, and it's going to be a $20,000 project plus your $15,000 lawsuit. And they're like, okay, yeah, I should probably just get it done. Like,
Yeah. Using storytelling is a very powerful.
Oh yeah.
It's very powerful.